Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Mike Singer and Tim Hyde live on the Blue and Gold YouTube channel. Whenever you are tuning in, you're watching, listening, live on your drive to work, procrastinating, whatever the case may be, we really appreciate you for making us a part of your day. If you're new here, I'm Mike Singer. I run the recruiting and YouTube operation of Blue and Gold, and with me is Tim Hyde, our resident football analyst, lifelong Notre Dame fan, and junior college and high school coach in California. Tim, how's everything at the boathouse, my friend?
It's good. Let's go. It's 4th of July. Let's get hyped next week, right? So, yeah, July equals whatever that logo is. I don't know. What is that, some soccer thing?
Yeah, I just had to show off my Liverpool shirt.
Soccer. Yeah, okay, there you go. There's like 6 people in this. If there's 6 people in this chat that care about soccer, then I'm going to give them each $1. All right, so there you go.
I'm one.
Yeah, exactly. But no, overall excited. It's been a great week. Commits flying around, offers going out, guys tearing it up at the camp the other day. Real football. Hell, I mean, geez Louise, we got July next week. Notre Dame opens training camp the 30th or 31st, so right at the end. So we're basically into the month of football beginning. So I love it.
All right, I think we're already over 6, by the way.
All right, there you go. I Venmo everybody. So there you go.
Folks, please hit the thumbs up. Henry is cool. Appreciate the 99-cent super chat. We will be talking about tight ends today, Henry. I got you, brother.
Yeah, you guys always post on the message.
He's up.
Okay.
Kid loves talking about tight end recruiting. We'll deliver today, brother. I don't know what new I can offer you that you read everything. He asked for things. I don't know what else to tell him. I tell him the same things. Folks, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. If you're listening to this as a podcast, appreciate you as well. Please leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcast. Tim, we are starting tonight with it's done. 2027 quarterback offers. They're out. Finally. You can definitely make the case. What the hell why did it take so long to offer these two? It's a fair thing to say because Notre Dame offered really the two guys that, like, Peyton Houston, they've been on him for several months. Like, Peyton told me that he's been talking to Geno since his first start, which was the spring game last year. And then Teddy Gerard was more of a recent one. He's from North Cobb High School in Kennesaw, Georgia. It's outside Atlanta. He's the one that Geno saw in May during the spring eval period and really liked. And then Gerard visited in early June and threw for the staff. And it was pretty much a guarantee at that point from what I was told that he was going to get an offer. And Peyton Houston, yeah, when he visited in April, I was told, yeah, this is most likely going to be one as well. So say what you want about, Notre Dame's approach, Tim, I'm sure. And by the way, Peyton Houston, 5'10", 200 pounds from Cotton Valley, Louisiana, at a Christian academy there. But yeah, you might be able to say what you want. I'm very much of the camp that I will judge their process on the results. But I'm sure you're going to have some thoughts, Tim. Going down to SEC country, Notre Dame is very much does not care about who else is in contention. They're offering who they want to offer. So thoughts on the offers, and I'll pop on Peyton Houston's film.
Yeah, I mean, they did their homework and they found two they like. So there you go. This is basically their quarterback pot of gold day, right? Last week when they offered these two guys back to back, if you want to look at it like that. So I hope they get one of these too. So I know you keep posting, well, they're going to offer some in August. Well, all right, what's 2 months from now then if they know who they want to offer in August? Because unless one of these two are going to commit soon, but doesn't sound like they are unless something sways. It doesn't sound like Houston. You read any article and listen to the guy talk, he's enjoying the process and he's got some heavyweights recruiting him. So we'll see what happens.
I wouldn't rule out Houston before the season, but I have a hard time seeing it be Notre Dame for Houston before the season.
Oh God, yeah, I agree. I mean, no, it's interesting. What they did. It's a, I don't know. I mean, it feels like they've been super picky. I'm of the longtime Notre Dame fan. I don't know what the hell you're being picky about. So it's not like they're shipping guys off to the NFL and they could pick and choose like some programs can. So offer more, but maybe there's just some guys they just are like, yeah, we're not too sure of, which obviously leads to just offering these two. These two are damn good.
Yeah.
Houston is, if he's 5'10", I'm 6'5", and I'm not 6'5", so I would die to see his true measures. He's a little dude, but man, can he throw? He's hell to watch. I mean, seriously, he's a video game guy. I mean, he is a video game guy. There's some still pictures I've seen of him on Google. I mean, him and Kyler Murray could, Spud Webb from the old Charlotte Hornets days, man, they got to have a dunk off, back in the heyday. If anyone don't know who Spud Webb is, Google that name. But they're talented. I mean, he's a talented quarterback, obviously in the heart of Louisiana, every heavyweight big program. He visited like hell all over the country in the spring.
Yeah.
So I saw his name popping up everywhere, just like, oh, whoa, super talented. And then Gerard is big. He's just a big, strong guy. Just won that Rivals Camp accuracy challenge or whatever the heck it was with a lot. I mean, Houston was in that thing, so a ton of quarterbacks were down there. So it's a solid two when you sit there and you break down their film. I mean, two really good football players. We'll see what happens. I'm sure you could talk about quarterback recruiting a lot more because it sounds like they evaluated about 20 of them, right? I mean, they were all. I mean, you and Kyle were posting stuff all the time about bodies, and they had a bunch come to campus. Gino, obviously, out on the April-May recruiting period, checking guys out. So, it's fascinating because there's some dudes you watch film and you're like, how are you not offering this guy or that guy? So, we'll see what happens, Mike. And if things don't come out good, guess what? They went to the portal 3 out of 4 seasons. Hell, they may have to do it in 2 years. So 3 years. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, these two, they're awesome on film. Peyton Houston just rips it. And what have I said about what Notre Dame's kind of looking for in a quarterback in this class, Tim?
I don't know, because you and I have spent 0 seconds talking.
I guess we haven't. They want their priority is a guy who can move. Like if you look at Notre Dame quarterback recruiting, 23 Minchie moves really well. Mm-hmm. Carr moves well, but he's not as good of an athlete as Minchie. And then you go to 25, Deuce Knight, of course, decommits, and then you get Blake Hebert, both outstanding athletes. 26, more of a pocket guy, and Noah Grubbs. It kind of seems like they're alternating, like the true. Of course, you would love to have a quarterback who can, throw it with the best of them and run it with the best of them. Yeah. But it does seem like Notre Dame's kind of going this, more of a traditional pocket guy to more of an athlete, in alternating years. I don't know how much of it is by design, but I can tell you that Notre Dame wanted a really athletic quarterback in this 27 cycle, especially after, I think, kind of offsetting, Grubbs. So it's somewhat by design, but I think at the end of the day, Notre Dame just wants to take the best quarterback. Like they're not going to be like, man, there's this excellent athlete, but this is our pocket passer year. Like they're not doing that. I just think this is, and here we go to his mobility part.
Yeah, I mean, the Georgia guy is much more like Grubbs than he is a runner. So he's, he'll sit in that pocket and sling that thing. And Carr, and I'm always going to kick back on the Carr thing, man. Carr ran around, Carr eluded sacks, Carr was mobile as could be on his film. So
this kid's probably Carr-ish, like that kind of.
Exactly. I mean, he's a true.
He's a good athlete.
Traditional quarterback. When you think of that, I mean, I don't know how many QB ISOs you're going to be running with him on 4th and 2. So, but we'll see. Yeah, hey, I'm dying to see how this whole thing plays out because the QB has been fascinating. Under Freeman, it really has. See how this thing. We'll see how the Carr Minchie play. The whole thing is up for grabs. It really is.
Yeah, it's
going to be an exciting. Well, it's just going to be exciting this season to see who takes it. Does one of them just boom the guy all season? You know what I mean? So
we got months on that. What about anything else specific on this kid when you watch him on film?
Yeah, I don't think he's I don't think they're looking for a dual. I don't think he's a dual threat athlete like you were mentioning in the film I've seen. Can he move and run? Sure, but And I don't think Notre Dame has recruited any sticks in the muds. When you look at it. So, but no, I mean, it's two guys, Mike. I mean, it's hard to really get excited for them because you don't know what's going to come from it because you only offered two. So obviously, this is their plan A.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is without a doubt their plan A, and we'll see if they get one of these two because these are the two guys they want. And when you look at it, they're basically telling the other 10, you hold out and wait. We don't get one of these, we're going to call you in August.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes, but I think it's more nuanced to that. It's like some guys, they may like close as much, if not the same as these guys, but they know that they're still going to be there, and they may just commit if they come to Notre Dame. Like a notch below, but
which means they don't want them. Which means they don't want to offer them if they know so and so would commit August 10th. They don't want that.
Yeah, these guys are the plan A, but it's not like it's a huge drop off. Like I've been reporting on the article, a Lucky Charms article a day or two ago, writing about here's like the next names, or I can't remember what article I wrote it, but there was a few that Notre Dame will still be very, very excited about adding, if it's not Girard or Houston. I just think it might be guys that would probably go ahead and commit. So they're not like the super plan A's, but
that leads me to believe Notre Dame's not overly excited on this 2027 crop. When you only offer two, they don't really have a big time track record when you look at, I mean, it's still only 3 years of Freeman, so to speak. Obviously, the track record is more Denbrock that you're trusting to use his track record with a quarterback, because other than that, there's not much. I mean, when you look at the last two quarterbacks drafted Notre Dame, it's a Duke transfer and a decommit from Wazoo, Ian Book. So, so you have to really sell hard the Mike Denbrock, his offense, and what he's done with quarterbacks, the last 10 years, when you're looking back. So, because his last handful have been Kaiser was drafted, Desmond Ridder drafted, obviously Daniels drafted, hell, Riley Leonard drafted. So his last four starting quarterbacks have all got drafted. So use that thing as a selling point.
Yeah. So right now, I think Notre Dame's got a better chance with Girard than they do Houston. Just because I got to talk to them both. I've obviously been tracking these guys for a bit. And yeah, Houston, you can find the article Blue and Gold, but he was like, I'm still learning more about Notre Dame. And I was like,
that means you're on the back burner. You got to do some learning.
Yeah.
Traditionally when you get
bad, not a bad thing, but it was kind of just like it. I read into it. Maybe I shouldn't have, but he thinks the world of Gino. I think Girard. It's no guarantee. Like Girard's offer list,
solid.
Georgia, Ohio State, Miami, Michigan, Penn State, Notre Dame, Auburn, North Carolina. Yeah, you go to page 2 and the offers are still going. And then Houston, Texas, OU, LSU, Georgia, Notre Dame, Penn State, Miami, Tennessee. He's got a big offer list as well. So
Texas, right? Did Texas offer him? Did Sark offer?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. No, it's interesting because it feels like 2000. It feels like, and this is a national perspective. So many, as 2026 quarterbacks were popping off early as hell last year. Seems like everyone was taking a damn quarterback this year. And that's probably another thing I hate to say it about, with your industry, it really doesn't matter as well with quarterback because he's so many decommit. The amount of quarterbacks that decommit is crazy nationally.
Yeah, that seems to be more transactional.
Right. So what is the urgency? That's the other thing is I know Notre Dame fans were impatient because we just want to see who they're interested in. Now we know these two with another half a dozen that they're having on the back burner. So is quarterback that one position you really don't have to be in a hurry? I guess
not this cycle.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like it.
Yeah, you brought up a great point.
With the way with the portal is just nationally, like Dabo's only offered one. I think the Houston kid, right? Yeah, the Houston kid. That's it. So everyone, Lincoln Riley's only offered a couple. Obviously he's the quarterback Zen master with his resume. I think he's only done a few. So it's fascinating how it just seems like a national perspective, right? I don't know if anyone's committed in 27.
Let me go there. Let me go there.
Okay, go for it.
26. Remember in the spring, it was like,
everybody.
Is it going to be Grubbs? Is it going to be the kid who ended up at A&M? Smigel was in the discussion. Brady Hart, who ended up Michigan and then reclassed at A&M. So I'm saying about quarterbacks, it's transactional in terms of like, man, this school just brought in this kid, so I'm going, which then creates just a domino effect. So it's not like
on Hart. I forgot about that. Yeah.
And then the kid at Penn State, the 26 commit for Penn State, Mission Hills. What's the kid's name?
Oh, Hun.
Yeah,
really good football player. Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys were all committing around that same time. This year, Tim, you have Trey Taylor. He's committed to Nebraska. Brady Udmans is committed to Ohio State.
Yeah, Brady committed like a year ago. I think after his freshman year, he was so quick.
So they're the number 2 and 3 quarterbacks respectively. Yeah. And you scroll through. When's the next commit? Number 36, DJ Hunter from Knoxville, Tennessee. So that is, in talking to Notre Dame sources, that is definitely something that they considered, going through and deciding offers. But in terms of who could be next, Malachi Ziegler, Israel Abrams are 2 names to know. Keegan Croucher from Cheshire Academy in Connecticut. Kareem Hewley from Gainesville, Georgia. Hank Hendricks from he's now in Fayetteville, Arkansas, because his dad works for the Razorbacks now. Camden Lopati, we lost him. Camden Lopati out in Utah is another one as well. There you go, Tim. So those are just some of the other names to know that I think the Irish could turn to potentially. And pretty quality arms. That's all top 20 quarterbacks. So
they do have arm. That is one thing. It's a super talented group when you look at, I watched a handful of the other guys that you've talked about and some super talented arms. I started clicking on, especially with Peyton. It's okay, who did he offer? And you start clicking on the teams there on On3 on seeing who else offers, and you start diving into some of these top 10 national programs. And I'm like, oh my God, everyone's just hanging out. Everyone's just sitting back waiting to see how this thing plays out, which means money, NIL. Do you really want to be throwing? It's like with Lincoln and the kid who went to Colorado, right? They threw all that money to that kid as a freshman. God, I can't even think of his name, but you know what I'm talking about. That guy went to Colorado. And it's like, do you even throw all this money out like crazy? Hell, Michigan got Blair Underwood, 2 hours.
Talking about the quarterback from Georgia last year?
Yeah, didn't
he end up at Indiana?
No, I thought he went to Colorado. The guy
Julian Lewis?
Yeah, was that Lewis, right? Yeah, there you go. Jay Carr said it, yes. Yeah, the kid he was committed to
he did go to Buffalo.
3 years.
Yeah.
And then he finally goes. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of these, because they know it's NIL, they know it's money. You really want to be throwing 2-3 year guarantee contracts to all these kids as who just finished their sophomore year, because that's what's really happening out there with so many of these guys.
Julian Lewis visited Georgia 15 times, Alabama 10 times, USC 8 times, Auburn 8 times, Colorado twice. Ends up at Colorado.
And I wonder why.
And then Indiana, I remember being a big contender, and
Indiana was
there twice. That was
15 times to Georgia. So follow the visits, right?
Not a full
going back trying to get an extra buck. And,
Tim, anytime I see USC on my Twitter timeline, like if you go to a tweet, it'll have like that line down on the left, which means like there's a reply. And every time I see USC, I'm like, it's because Tim replied, and I'll scroll it, and there's Tim talking garbage.
Mike.
So here's Mark Glasses. He said Penn State Twitter is the worst. Which is it USC? Is it Penn State? Is it Michigan? Which fan base is the worst for you to interact with?
Number one, I've coached a long time, and I'm a big believer. When you lose, you don't talk smack. Notre Dame hasn't played Michigan since 19. I ain't saying anything. So I have nothing to say to those guys. But plus one of my close friends played middle linebacker at Michigan. Hey, that's all I'm saying. SC, first off, SC is a damn rival. And these clowns hyping up, Sir Chatathon just drives me nuts. Because you know why? Notre Dame's got a higher player average. Notre Dame's got higher blue chip rating. And Notre Dame's got blah, 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 more of everything. As you know, SC's just got 15 more commits than everyone. That's what makes them number one. But anyway, so some of these guys are clowns. And I've never really gotten into the beef. Oh, my God, it's fun as hell. I'm not going to lie. These guys are idiots. It's like I'm dealing with a bunch of clowns. And then Penn State, Mark with glasses knows, literally hate Penn State with a passion. So, and they are just so angry that Notre Dame won. Well, you only won by 3. Who cares? You won. You won. Okay. So when you win, man, you get to talk until you don't.
All right. Your whole thing about Michigan, for me, it's like, okay, that game was almost 6 years ago.
Doesn't matter, man. They don't play enough. That's the thing.
But we're talking garbage. We're talking garbage. We're smack talking, trash talk, whatever. It's about recruiting results. So Notre Dame is kicking Michigan's ass in recruiting. So if we want to talk smack about recruiting, talk smack about recruiting. And then if Michigan fans just want to go to 2019, it's like, all right, we're not really having much of a discussion. But in my opinion,
I feel you.
If Javian Osborne commits to Notre Dame over Michigan, Notre Dame fans talk your shit. Michigan fans just, it's all right. And Notre Dame fans, like, sometimes your team loses. It's okay.
Yeah, but it happens. I know they have the tainted title and they have a half of one in 97. So they still got 1.5 more than Notre Dame. And that's like, it's tough to stomach. At least that's what I'm telling you. I've said this before. Notre Dame's got to root hard against Penn State, all right? Can't have those bastards win a title because they're at 86, Notre Dame's 88, but you guys know it's really 93. Got to go anti. Whatever you do, light candles for the entire season against Penn State is just what you have to do. So that's just my philosophy. I just stay away from Michigan. I don't need to dog those guys.
Yeah.
It's just recruiting. Big deal.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to get guys.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny as I am wearing my Liverpool shirt. Like when I scroll TikTok, I will come across a lot of like soccer pages where it's like it's an Arsenal fan and he's talking about all of the different clubs in current events, and he's able to talk about the rival teams pretty, fairly. He takes off the rose-colored glasses. And it's same for the Liverpool fan who does it and the Manchester United fan who does it, and I follow these guys. But for us in American football team, we don't do that. We can't do that. I can't go on and be like, man, what a great commitment for Michigan. This is the greatest thing. I can't do that. I just don't do it. So they have a one-up on us over there with their sports, content creators out, in England talking about rival teams in the media, because I can't do it. I can't. I do tip my hat. Michigan, Alistair Viejo and Moose Ludwig, but there's always the but. So.
Yeah, it's recruiting wins. But yeah, the Penn State one. Penn State people, some of these guys are just nuts. But that's the society we live in. You just want to hammer post as much as you can to get engagement. So they just do it, and Notre Dame fans eat it up. We love it. Yeah. I mean, you go on some of these guys, there's 0 Penn State guys talking. It's 90% Notre Dame guys just hammering some of these guys.
Yeah, it's fun. It is fun. And I always say this about recruiting. This turns your sport from 4 months a year to 12. It's 365 days a year recruiting. So it's fun. I love it. It gives you, it's June, sorry. It's June 25th. We have 0 Notre Dame football topics planned. Actually, 1. We have 1. Otherwise, it's slow. So we're thankful for recruiting. We're also thankful for ROAC for sponsoring this week's Notre Dame football show. If you want to look fly and comfortable at the same time, roback.com, RHOBACK.com. They had like a 20% off everything sale last week, and it's gone. But we have a 20% off all the time when you use the promo code BlueGold20. That is BlueGold20, 20% off performance polos, shorts, and so much more. The Q-zips. Tim's always rocking hoodies. And you know what, Tim? Hoodie Singer is coming back tomorrow. When I was doing call-in shows for a while, I was wearing this collegiate hoodie with the Fighting Irish logo right there on the chest. I would wear that with the hoodie up. We're bringing it back tomorrow. I'm doing a call-in show, and I am doing it for you, Swandong, because you keep asking for it. So you better call in. ROAC.com, ROBACK.com. For those who own ROAC, you can pipe in the comments. You can tell everyone how quality is. It's fantastic stuff. Use that promo code BlueGold20, 20% off when you're talking some items over $100 is a really good discount. So ROAC.com, ROBACK.com. J-Card, that will not be happening. All right, Tim, what else we got? Just a kind of a general discussion on the 2026 class. And folks, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. Tim, did you read my article I put out today? I'm assuming you didn't. No, you've been grinding today. Here's the headline. Is Notre Dame about to land every June official visitor? Now, here's the thing about questions and headlines. I could put literally anything as a question. The answer could be no, it could be yes, it could be maybe. But I wanted to do a question headline because is Notre Dame about to land every June visitor? I'm not going to go too much into details. This is a premium article. Please subscribe to blueandgold.com. But here's what I wrote. 28 prospects officially visited Notre Dame in June. 16 of those players were already Irish commits. And by all accounts, all look locked in. That's including Thomas Davis Jr., it's including Dylan Faison, local schools courting them, and they're good with Notre Dame. Blue and Gold's Kyle Kelly wrote an article about Notre Dame's hit rate on getting June official visitors to commit in the Freeman era. The percentage, so let's say Notre Dame would have 10 official visitors in the month of June. The Irish would get 4 of them. Uncommitted guys, right? That's not counting the already committed guys, the commits. So the percentage across Freeman's first 3 years as a Notre Dame head coach, those first 3 classes, Notre Dame was about 40%. Tim, Notre Dame is already landed, I think it's 5 of the 12. 5 of the 12. So let me just do 5 divided by 12. That's 42%. So Notre Dame is already better in this June of landing their June uncommitted official visitors than the average. And you guys know damn well, if you've been reading me at Blue and Gold, what have I been saying? Notre Dame's getting everybody. Maybe not 100%, but Tim, it might be 10 or 11. It's not out of the equation that Notre Dame could literally go 100%. I think at worst it's like 9, but I feel pretty good about it being like 10 or 11. So they're keeping the class locked in. They're landing their priority guys. This is quite the impressive run this month. Tim, what do you think about what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, it's been a hell of a run. I mean, they've been cleaning up, getting the guys they want. And now you got Finley. Obviously the heavyweights out there are Finley, Bremer, and
Jacobson's out there. You got the receivers.
I'm talking about like true, like
Elijah Golden. Yeah.
Top 100-ish type players. You got Golden at D tackle, Bremer at tight end, and Finley as your wide receiver. The rest of them, right, a little bit lower. When you look at Robinson, Reddish, Jacobson's a stud. I love Jacobson. Big target. And then who else is out there? Oh, you still got Fitzgerald.
Yep. Devin Fitzgerald.
So you have the big heavyweights and a couple.
That's the group.
Yeah, a couple there in the mid. So the big 3 obviously will help Notre Dame when you get that national perception, especially when we keep talking about a top 5 class, Mike. It's if they get 2 out of those, if they get the big 3, and you get those guys to add it into what they have, man, you're looking at a heck of a class right now, Mike. They're sitting at 81% blue chip. They're 4th in the country. 4th in the country. All right, unless it's gone down. I did this earlier this morning.
You're right, it is 81%. Why did I think it was
70%? Look at that. The elite breakdown there by Tim today. So yeah, 81. Which, by the way, obviously a national championship sure as heck helps. Kind of like Freeman's first year, right? Freeman's first year was the hypathon. Everyone getting ready, excited. They finished 5th 78% blue chip. Then the next 2 years, after you lose to Marshall and those guys, 15 and 16th and back-to-back blue chip years. So the love affair with Freeman kind of died 15th and 16th, like I said, with those 11th and 12th in classes, but blue chip was super low. But now obviously it's exploded this year. So this could be up there. I went all the way back. I started looking at some of the great top 5 classes over the years. And this legitimately has a shot at, besting Kelly's 13 class, which was just really damn good.
9 top 150 players, Tim.
Yeah. So
9.
It's outstanding.
And then when you look at
and some of these guys, just real quick, O'Brien's going to finish a 5-star. He just is. The love affair, the hype, everything with him, all the recruiting gurus are out there. He's going to be a 5-star. If he's not, he's going to be number 34. Okay, so he's obviously he's going to rise. Fully expect him to rise up there. So that's the 2 DNs out of Carolina are going to solidify. Dunham's going to solidify as a 5-star. So Notre Dame has a legitimate shot at landing a couple 5-stars in this class, which is just huge. So, and I like your thing when you're looking at that top 50-ish, which once again, that magic number is always that 93 rating. Notre Dame is going to have possibly double digits of guys hovering right around that number, which is awesome.
Yeah. So if you look at what I like to ask this question, what do you define a 5-star? What does that mean?
Best player in the country. I mean, seriously.
Okay, so that's so it's Tim Hyde. Like you have your own 5-stars, or I have my own 5-stars, or is it an industry ranking or the 24/7 composite, or is it just if a kid was ranked a 5-star at one time and maybe he loses it, he's still a 5-star to me, or is it just one of the websites has to rank you a 5-star at the end of the cycle and then you're a 5-star? That one I think is okay. Using that, Dunham 5-star, Joey OBrien 5-star, Kari Adams and Ebenezer Uwatade are very close by on 3. Let me pop up this real quick.
Well, he's an on 3 5-star. Just by if you're looking at top 32, I'm just looking at top.
Ebenezer Uwatade is number 28 overall player.
So if the season ended today, he's a 5-star.
Kari Adams number 30 overall.
Yep, exactly.
So that's 4 potential 5-stars right there.
Well, that's kind of what we've talked about on signing day. KVA was a Rivals 5-star. Gerby Lambert was an on 3, right? Jagasol was an on 3. Wagner on 3 5-star. Someone was a Rivals 5-star recently. I can't.
KVA. Yeah, KVA was.
KVA. Bryce Young was 247.
Yeah.
Bryce Young was 247. Yeah.
So scrolling, this is for folks watching on YouTube. We're looking at the class sorted by industry ratings. That takes into account on 3, Rivals, 247, and ESPN. I'm going to say this again. I know I mentioned this in recent shows, but the Rivals ranking right now. So looking at Ebenezer Uwatade, this 141 ranking is just going to, it's gone. Rivals ranking is gone. The on 3 ranking will then become Rivals because on 3 bought Rivals and thank God brought back the better logo. The new Rivals logo is terrible. So Rivals from the national standpoint is going to be the high school recruiting HQ, if you will, on the national side. And then on 3 is going to be NIL, college sports, transfer portal. So Rivals. That's why you look at Ebenezer Uwatade's profile right now. It's got Rivals at the top. They're working ahead on that. So that sale goes final on July 1.
I noticed by the way, Rivals was all over the place. The little Rivals thing all over the place. I noticed today.
With the Rivals challenge? What do you mean?
Yeah, like up there. You got Rivals up there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's starting to merge.
I love it. I worked at Rivals for 9 years. It's all I knew. I was so mad when I left Rivals because of how bad it got. So I'm very glad that on 3 bought Rivals. And it's going to be a very great thing for the brand. And the main board is staying. So if you're a Notre Dame fan and you love the main board at Rivals, it's coming to on 3. So subscribe to blueandgold.com and you get the main board. Anyways, Tim, so that's 4 guys who could be ranked a 5-star, right? You know who's a 5th?
Bremer.
Scrolling. In terms of it could be Bremer. Yes.
Gotcha.
So that's 5. You know who could be a 6th then? We're scrolling down the list here. Scrolling down
I
the
don't
list.
think there's a 5th.
Grayson McHugh.
You think he's jumping up to the top?
I think he is going to jump up in on threes rankings. From my conversations with Charles Power and Cody Belair, friends of the show, we love those guys. I do. I think they're football geniuses.
Oh boy.
I've been doing this for 12 years. I've talked to a lot of rankings guys. Those guys are scouts. I love talking ball with them. It's no disrespect to my time at Rivals, but it would be like if Mike Singer and Kyle Kelly were in charge of your rankings. We're just recruiting guys. That was Rivals. It's no disrespect. It's just you don't have scouts running your rankings, and it's like so. I've loved talking to Charles and Cody. It's been a great time with them talking about recruits, and of course you, Tim. But talking about their specific jobs. Anyways, talking with those two guys, Cody was already like feeling like this kid was about to shoot up, and On Three's got him ranked by far the highest. On Three's got McHugh, the number 17 tackle, 24/7 at 31, ESPN 43. And when I talked to Charles Power, who got back from the Elite 11 last week, I hope they don't mind I'm saying this. Charles was like, I'm kind of pissed that Cody got to do, because I do a expert reaction. So Tim, I'll take what you say, take what Tom Lemming says, take what Power says. But Power was at the Elite 11. So he was like, I'm pissed that I didn't get to do the analysis for that article for you because I really wanted to talk about Grayson McHugh. Like, I think this kid's about to jump up about 10 or 11 spots in the offensive tackle ranking, be about 5 or 6 nationally, and that's going to be close to a 5-star. It's going to be close. It's going to be like top 50 by On Three. So, and Tim, you got to mention, I know people will be like, oh, we had someone comment on YouTube yesterday that just really pissed me off talking about, when someone commits to Notre Dame, their star ranking drops. Oh, so stupid. Where did people come up with this stuff? You know how many offensive linemen have committed to Notre Dame and then got bumped up to a 5-star? It's been a lot. Gerby, Jagisaw, Wagner. It's just in the past few years. Will Black, that's won every single year, commits to Notre Dame and ends up a 5-star. Grayson McHugh would be my guess for that. If that happens again this year, Grayson McHugh would be the one to watch out for.
Oh, that'll be interesting because then always curious how you jump up when you haven't played. So that's going to be curious unless they just start reevaluating.
Okay, all right.
Compared to the 12th guy, the 8th guy, the 7th guy of rankings are now, correct? So no, I'm fascinating how the whole thing works. If they're going to
why did Notre Dame offer him? Why did he blow up in March and April? Why are these schools just now offering when his junior film wrapped up 4 or 5 months ago? It's the same thing. Like the rankings move up. It's this with offers. Like
so the
why is he
rankings
just
are
now getting
based off-
offers?
So the rankings are being based off of the offers. And the
I'm just saying that if you're going to use that logic on rankings, why is Notre Dame offering him at the end of March? Why didn't he's Joey O'Brien's teammate?
Yeah,
there's no way they don't know about him. So it's the same thing. Sometimes things just fall through the cracks. That's the answer. Now,
he's still 17, and you're saying he's going to jump up into the single digits.
I think so.
Okay.
I think big thing is camps, right? You go to different camps, you get your measurables, like that Charlie Tom kid, Tim.
Yeah.
He was a tight end. Now he's an offensive tackle. He goes in camps at Penn State. Offer. I was talking to my buddies who cover Penn State. I know Ryan Snyder's a friend. He just is. He's a longtime friend in the industry, and he was like, Notre Dame's going to offer him. Like, this kid's a freak. He saw him at Penn State camp, and he's like, yeah, Notre Dame's going to offer this kid. So those things change.
Yeah, I mean, that kid ran a 5.040 at his size.
It's a freak.
Yes, as long as could be. You just watch him. And I went over this, in the video that you and I did, the long history of Notre Dame tight ends to tackles. He's easily could be one of those guys. So yeah, I mean that's a no-brainer right there. So, but good for Grayson. He's obviously he's only played 1 year of offensive tackle. So
he was a tight end before that. Yeah,
he was tight end before that. So
yes, I keep getting him and Tom mixed up with that. That was a fun discussion. I really get fired up about rankings, but I usually will go too far and do my mocking voice. You know what I'm talking? You know what I'm talking. I didn't do it. So proud of myself. Folks, please hit the thumbs up on this video if you've not done so yet. Tim, let's stick it with recruiting.
Yeah.
The Rivals 5-Star Challenge was this past week, event I had been to so many times and haven't been able to go to it for a few years, obviously being it on 3, but we own Rivals now, so let's talk about it. I didn't get to go to this one, but moving forward. It's a great camp. It's, called the 5-Star Challenge. Top kids from all over the country invite, and they're one place. High school juniors or rising juniors and rising seniors. Did you want to watch some of these, Tim?
Yeah. I've seen a handful online, so it's just always fun. It's just always fun to watch kids run around, especially with Notre Dame recruiting you.
Let me remove this top banner. Okay, so this is Teddy Gerard, the new 27 quarterback offer, throwing to Javian Osborne, which the cleat thing, I did not love that got any buzz or attention. When Chad Simmons tweeted that, I was like, he's just doing his job. He said Javian Osborne is wearing Michigan cleats, but Javian literally blacked out the M, so you couldn't even see it. And Chad he reported it truthfully, but I was like, is this really even a tweet? But it was fine.
Number one, just stop right here. He definitely, I mean, he's not as tall as Jeremiah Love, but he looks like Love. He's a shorter Love, from behind. When you look at him, his body posture, when Jeremiah was in the huddle singing back to his high school film. So I like this running back, man.
So I think he runs a little wheel route on this, and a beautiful ball by Teddy Gerard, and right in the bucket. From what I understand, Osborne had a really good day, and the player with the best day of the Notre Dame commits was, shocker, Joey O'Brien. This is a tweet from my soon-to-be coworker, Tyler James.
There you go.
Joey O'Brien had a freakish day. So I actually had Charles Power send me some audio of him talking about the Notre Dame commits at this camp. That is an article I will be doing tomorrow. Yeah. So we'll be talking about the Notre Dame commits, and then the 2 quarterbacks, because Peyton Houston and Teddy Gerard were there. This is a little bit of a dude. This is freaky. Like that looks like Kyle Hamilton. When you talk about Tim, like length, like long arms, what does that mean? This right there. This kid is a freak. He legitimately could play corner or safety at Notre Dame.
It's like being a nose guard back there. Big. It's like Lewis Nix, who was a space eater, just clog up lanes. You do that on the back end with the length, right? Clog up passing lanes with your width and the arm, the arm width that you have right here. The wingspan is it's just awesome. I mean, it's Kyle Hamilton. How many times you see Kyle do that over his, 2.5 years before he got injured, just owning passing lanes all over. I always go back to it's great game against USC where he's just robbing and doubling Michael Pittman at SC all game because he's as tall and as big as Pittman and all over the field, just dominating that game. And O'Brien, there's about a dozen clips of him on Twitter, and you just like keep going back watching him. He's dynamite, man. You got him, Blair. There's a picture of Blair running the stadium stairs. I mean, he looks like he's 6'5", 220 pounds already. He looks like a monster at Notre Dame. So you get these 2 guys a year from now. Dude, how the hell are you going to throw the ball down the middle of the field with these guys? And they're just and the length that they have is so impressive. Yeah, I went back after O'Brien committed. Just obviously, you and I have talked about him a lot lately. Just to rewatch his film and really just sit back and enjoy it, not try and break it down so much, and just watch him compete. He seriously is. You hate to say it because it's just what fans do, right? He's a clone, and we always use those terms. But then you go back and rewatch Kyle Hamilton as a junior, and you rewatch Kyle Hamilton as a junior, and everything he did as a junior is what he did at ND and with the Ravens. The same damn thing. So super exciting to see what O'Brien does at Notre Dame.
I tried pressing sources at Notre Dame about what position do you see Joey O'Brien playing? Same with Kari Adams. Kari, I feel like, is more of a true corner than O'Brien is, Tim. You can disagree with me. Yes. But I think he is. I mean, 6'4", 180. Can you play corner there? But
he's got to.
I think if all things are equal, Notre Dame would like to play Joey there. But I get the same answer every time. Mike Mickens is the defensive backs coach. So it's not like you have a corners coach and a safeties coach, and it's like, I don't want to pass Joey OBrien off to the safeties or vice versa. Mickens coaches both. Does that make sense, Tim? Like, you don't want to lose the guy from your room. He's a freak. You're selfish. Like, you want the best guys. Mickens doesn't have that problem. He doesn't have that problem. Like Javon Codlin, the analyst, works with them, and special teams coordinator Marty Biaggi works with the DBs as well. But that's Mike Mickens' room. So between Aiden Pouncey, Kari Adams, Joey OBrien, and even to an extent Chaston Smith, all guys could play either position, Tim. These are all, what's Smith listed at? Like 6'1"?
Got to be 6'1"-ish, right? He's
yeah.
tall.
And he had a really good day at the Fivestar Challenge as well. We'll look into one of his clips.
Oh yeah, a bunch of clips of him from the spring out there working out, getting back in shape, and getting in the groove. This 4-man haul, and they could get 5 with Reddish, who's still out there, right? And I know Reddish was hurt as a junior, but his sophomore film, that dude's a strong safety, going to light you up. So
could play nickel, like he could be I love Nick Reddish's film.
We're going to, then we'll talk after he commits. And if he is a Notre Dame guy, then we'll talk about the class in general. These 2 classes back to back. How do they rate with those late, those Holt classes that all those guys went to the NFL? It's going to be exciting. Me personally, you play him at safety. All this 2-way talk, dude. Why did why was Alabama and Georgia just awesome? Because they got dudes everywhere that are awesome. Yeah. Playing a guy 2 ways, man. It's so damn hard. I know people love it because Travis Hunter did it. Travis Hunter did it because Deion, he wanted to hype him up, and he did it. So we'll see how he does in the NFL if he has any legs left. That guy played so much damn football. But play him at safety. Play these guys where they're great at their positions. Same with Pouncey. Long, man. And without a doubt, Adams is definitely a solid, true corner.
Yeah.
But you got 4 guys there, like you're saying, all 6'1", long, could run, big time elite offers, all blue chips. 3 of them. We're already thinking 2 could be 5 stars. Pouncey's probably the most underrated one, and he's on top of them.
Yeah.
Film. So
he's so good.
As of right now, this 4-man. You look at this 4-man haul compared to last year's. It's like this 26 class is freakish.
It is. It's got to be Mickens' best DB haul on paper.
It's better than 21, that's for sure. So
Tony said, "Has anyone seen Blair? He looks like a defensive end."
Yes, he's huge.
That is something I reported before spring ball, in like an intel piece. I was like, sources at Notre Dame say that Jadon Blair is a safety in a defensive end's body.
Seriously,
that's what I wrote.
There's a picture on Twitter. People just Google it, and he's jacked for a guy who's never played a snap.
So I want to go back to OBrien here, looking at some film. So this is 7-on-7, and you slow this down. OBrien peeks at the slot receiver, looks like a tight end, and then he's reading the quarterback though.
Yeah,
he reads, breaks, closes. There's that length again, Tim. Yeah. Football is a game of inches. Your arm's an inch shorter, you may not be breaking up this pass. This might be a touchdown.
That's why someone just says he wants to play receiver. Sure, I wanted to play DN. People want to play. How many times do we hear at Notre Dame? Oh, he's a DN. Next thing you know, he's a 3-tech. Every offensive tackle's an OT until they're not at Notre Dame. So the dude's unbelievable, man. He's going to make money in the NFL as a safety. I don't see him making money in the NFL as a wide receiver. That's just my opinion. He's an NFL safety. All these DBs that they've recruited are NFL body types.
Yeah. A guy who had himself one heck of a day was Braden Parks, the 2027 interior defensive lineman, who I think he was probably like a top 2 or 3 performer at Notre Dame's Irish Invasion camp in early June when we got to see him. This is him going up against Gregory Patrick and Parks. Let me look him up real quick. Patrick's around like 280, I think. Parks is 295. There's no way He's got to be bigger than 295. But anyways, we'll roll the film. Parks had a little bit of a field day, like with offensive line.
Patrick is small compared to the other Notre Dame commits.
Merrill.
I think. Oh my God, Merrill's Quentin Nelson. He's massive already. He's only 325 pounds the way he looks. Patrick, I think Greg Patrick's going to be Ashton Craig. They're going to put him at center.
Okay.
You know, that's what I thought. I rewatched this film again. Rewatched Ashton Craig because I love doing that type of stuff. You know, it's my brain working. I wouldn't be surprised if I put him at tackle, or excuse me, at center.
Really?
Yeah.
So you see more Ashton Craig than you see Anthony Knapp.
Well, Knapp's going to have 2 years of playing time.
I'm saying in terms of trajectory, where Knapp came in, we thought he was maybe a guard, and he starts out at tackle.
See, the whole argument with Knapp is people forget Knapp was a dude at left tackle in high school. Knapp's film was outstanding. I mean, he was the regional lineman of the year for his region in the greater Atlanta. He was not some, run of the mill. We just found him at a prep school guy. He was a 3-year starter.
Hey, take it easy. Stray bullet there.
But no, I'm just throwing it out there. It's like, he's a stud. He was an absolute stud in high school. So Patrick, obviously, I just see him with his body. And plus, Knapp was about 290-ish. Patrick still has a whole nother year and another offseason to eat and lift. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know. After I watched some of the Rivals and went back and watched his film, and I was just like, hell, that's Ashton Craig right there. Okay. Ashton Craig, remember, was a left tackle as well in high school. So I could see that.
Here's one more of Parks. This is against a Cal offensive lineman commit.
Yeah, Parks had a hell of a day, man. The handful of snaps.
He's a stud. Another video from Tyler James. Here is Big Oak, aka Tyler Merrill, Notre Dame offensive line commit. He gets one over on Parks here. Really good rep, competitive rep.
Yeah. He gets Parks a hand. There's a couple he beats. Parks gets him on one with the little up and under. I think it's right there. Nice. Great use of the hand touching this.
I didn't watch the second clip. I only saw the first one.
Yeah, it's fine. We used to call it, man, grabbing the star. Grab a star. Just boom, go up there and grab a star and break that block. That was a heck of a job by Parks right there. So, and Tyler Merrill's 100% interior guy, man. He's a guard on day one in his life. So
Parks. Dude.
And some of these drills, because I've coached O-line like that. They're so stupid too, because it's like, because in O-line in a game, you have protection, you have schemes. You don't go one-on-one, pick a gap. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's still fun to watch just to see hand placement and movement. And
right. Yeah. I think that's what it is. Just like one-on-ones, receiver DBs, or 7-on-7, your linebackers are one step drop.
I know.
Like, they're not doing that in real football.
Well, there's a couple linebackers to the tight end guy that's in the chat. Covering some of the seams, the linebackers are like 8 yards deep. It's like they're playing Tampa 2.
Yeah, 8 yards deep. Yeah, how often is your linebacker playing one-on-one coverage 40 yards downfield, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, even the pictures you showed with Gerard, the quarterback out of Georgia, it's like sitting back there 5.5 seconds waiting for Osborne. If you do that, then you got 5 linemen going in the first round.
As we're talking crap about these things, but Notre Dame and college coaches do evaluate and offer kids on these things. So it's like, it's not real football, but it is. Tim, you talked about this for a second. It's a lot of athletic indicators and how good you are at the game of football. I got a sneeze coming. Here's Joey O'Brien.
No, go for it. I was going to say just, and even some of the, going back to the whole Patrick, I see guys talking about Knapp. Yeah, Knapp is a true interior guy in the NFL. So is Zach Martin. So is Liam Eichenberg, Robert Hainsey. All these guys started at Notre Dame in offensive tackle, and when they go to the pros, you get moved. That's what happens.
Joey O'Brien and coverage looks pretty good.
Yeah, I saw him playing some corner out there. He was
he reads this well.
That's the thing, Mike. When you ask me what's a 5-star, that's a 5-star. A guy who could play anywhere.
Yeah,
like seriously. So when all these ranking guys get together and they start, believe me, there's dudes out there. I've watched some of these corners that are absolutely fascinating to watch, that are getting all the offers. But guys like O'Brien, there's 5-star corners. They can't play safety. O'Brien can play anywhere the hell he wants. So I think that's your true Mike Singer definition down the road, right? Of a 5-star. If you're an elite player that can play multiple spots, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, this is another one. This is tweeted out from my buddy Sam Spiegelman of OBrien in coverage. Look, good corner stance, 6'4". Man, there's something special. Ticky tacky, it could definitely be called either way on if that's a hold or
Once
not.
again, yeah, it's all on air, but it's fine. You're just watching him run.
But still, like, dude, OBrien, if he does stay at corner, and that's like, he could be an absolute difference. We talked about that on his commitment video, Tim. Like 6'4" corners, like this is a unicorn. Like he would be an absolute unicorn if he stayed at corner. Like I do, I'm with you. Safety's probably his best long term position, but dude, this kid.
Yeah.
But Tim, you remember like Jeremiah Usu-Cormo? It's like he's a linebacker, but you don't need to put a nickel out there because he can do it.
Because he can do it.
It's kind of the same thing with Joey, and it's like he might play safety, but guess what, dude? You can just line him up over a slot. If you're sending the house, like you can just play. You can play one-on-one coverage like he's a corner. So
that's the great part now of the transfer portal, right? You could be specific for one spot, which obviously Notre Dame has kind of done. That's the beauty of it, where JOK had to play. Man, it's all the only guy we had, even though they started to evolve and build that rover spot into the defense full time. When Mike Elko took over in 2017. But yeah, OBrien could play all over. At the end of the day, he's going to be a safety because you're going to play your corners are going to corners. Your nickel's going to be a true corner type of a body guy. As we've seen, damn good nickels at Notre Dame. The last handful of years. So yeah, he's going to get after it, man. Let him roam and just go get balls and just dominate in the back.
Here's Chaston Smith, Notre Dame cornerback commit. Like a forgotten guy in the class, but in most years that we've been doing this, Tim, like this would be your marquee guy in a defensive backfield class. So
yeah, this is your Jaden Mickey in 2022 right here, who was the top DB in that class.
Yeah. Looks good.
He can run. I mean, you got a guy out of, a Catholic school out there in the Nashville area, right? Isn't he Knoxville?
Yeah. He was at
he transferred
Chattanooga for a year, and then at like a boarding school, and he's back home. So Chaston Smith had a good day from what I was told by Charles Power, and again that article will be out tomorrow with Power talk about the Notre Dame guys at that event.
Yeah, and real quick, just on top of with Smith, he was kind of, like you're kind of saying, the forgotten guy. And remember 6 months ago, I remember what you or Kyle were talking about him possibly bouncing, right? Because he's been heavily recruited by so many schools. So that, but he was always out there as one of those.
We thought
as a possible flip type guy, but he's been solid with Notre Dame.
Fair steady.
Yeah, I think he came to the junior day, right, in January, and ever since then, it's been kind of locked in and solid with ND. So he's kind of, but you're right, he's the forgotten guy because they've gotten so many studs in the last 30 days.
Yeah, it truly is. This 26th class, like I really don't want Notre Dame fans to, okay, so let's say Notre Dame finishes up and they go, 10 for 12 or 11 for 12, 9 for 12 on those uncommitted targets from June. And then maybe they're like, let's take another linebacker, or let's take another defensive end, or, whatever. Or let's say like Golden or Bremer. I don't want to decide the summer. Let's take this into the fall. Like Kingston. Remember Kingston? No, not Kingston. Madden. I always get those two mixed up. Madden was supposed to commit early. He was like a June. I predicted Madden to Notre Dame in June because that's when he's supposed to come off the board. He took it to signing day. So who knows, right? I just don't want Notre Dame fans, let's say Notre Dame doesn't get another commitment after July. Oh, man, same old Notre Dame, not finishing strong. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do you remember the month of June when Notre Dame got all these freak shows? Kari Adams, Joey O'Brien, Grayson McHugh. And we'll see who else they get in July. If you read my reporting, you got a pretty good idea of who I think is coming to Notre Dame. So don't worry about when kids commit. Worry about who committed, right? So if Notre Dame doesn't finish strong, who cares? Who gives a shit? Who did they sign in December? That's the discussion.
And real quick, on top of that, I know we've talked about this before. You got, I mean, the blue chip ratio, they're going to finish 70 plus. They just are, because as you're saying, guys are going to move up. We're going to see that. So they are going to be a 70 plus blue chip, which is going to be Marcus Freeman's second time in 4 years he's hit that.
It was 22.
I always count 22 as one of those little merge classes. So 23. That's just me. So 23 is obviously 78. And then they have back-to-back 56s, and then obviously they're going to be 70 plus. They're 81 right now. Kelly only had it twice, in 19 with the Hamilton class and the offensive lineman he signed. In 2013 was 87% right there. So, Mike, hold on, check this out. I count 7 classes under 60%. So, and there's I count 3 under 50.
Yeah.
During those years. So this is a hell of a class, man. It's going to be up there with the 13 class, and obviously Charlie Weiss had 3 straight top 5s. You go look at some of those guys. Yeah, this class is on par with the best of the best in the last 25 years when it's all said and done.
All right, Tim, let's end the show with some stupid stuff.
What do you got?
EA College Football 26, top 25 toughest places to play. Notre Dame at number 21. What do you think about this?
Yeah, it's real quick. I had to cover 3 guys on when I was on the road today. A couple of, Notre Dame shouldn't be up there. It's like, dude, go watch the playoff game. Hell yeah, they should. That place was rocking. When SC came in undefeated, top 10 team in 23 with Caleb Williams, place was rocking. And they beat number 4 Clemson, undefeated Clemson, number 4, upset them. Place was rocking. So yeah. Notre Dame, that crowd's going to be a zoo when A&M comes to town, when SC comes to town. So it's going to be awesome. Yeah, Notre Dame gets a bad rap, man. But when it's a night game atmosphere and it's a big game for Notre Dame, come on. The Ohio State game, for crying out loud, place you can't hear in there. Place is on par with some of the best stadiums in the country. So it was nice to see Notre Dame up there. I like that. And then, and real quick off this, man, how the hell does A&M go from 1 to 11? So that place is still, seriously, that game last year, I've watched that game 17 times, and it is awesome, the atmosphere in Aggieland. So A&M is definitely a top 10.
Yeah.
Michigan at 10 is a joke. So
go off, Tim. Go off.
Michigan at number 10 is a joke. Come on.
Where should they be?
No, 28. I mean, come on. Come on, seriously. No one's going into Michigan Stadium fearful that the crowd's going to be obnoxious and crazy. No, come on. That blew me away. A&M, Neyland Stadium. Ask Alabama, who's gone into Neyland Stadium the last 2 times and has lost. What's harder, to win in Ann Arbor or Tennessee? Yeah, I would. Michigan, get them the hell out of there.
The thing that's confusing to me about this list is, well, I get it's subjective, but if it's just hardest place to play or is it hardest place to play plus like how good they are? Like it's harder to go into Doak Campbell when FSU is rolling versus when they're not good, right? So by that logic, how the hell is which one is it? A&M. If it's just on hardest place to play, Tim, A&M should be.
They're top 5.
Top 3? Yeah.
I know they were number 1 in this. They're a top 5. That atmosphere, those guys are nuts down there. That is a top 5 stadium.
So if they're not using that logic, and it is hard place to play plus how good is the team? Obviously, that counts. Like you could have an amazing crowd. If the team sucks, you can still go in there and win. How the hell is Notre Dame 21? Utah, Iowa, Washington, 6-6 Tigers? What? South Carolina? Wisconsin? Camp Randall's amazing. Jump around. My father-in-law is a huge Wisconsin fan. Nothing but respect for that program. But 15, what is the criteria here?
Well, I think it's exactly what it says. Toughest places. I think they just bounce things around from last year. I have last year saved.
Well, then A&M should be higher. That's
Yes,
ridiculous.
that's what I'm saying. Having Michigan in the top 10 hardest places to play in the country is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Texas went in there last year and beat them by 30. It wasn't that hard. That's what I'm saying. Alabama's last 2 times in the Neyland Stadium. Nick Saban won like 15 in a row against Tennessee. Now Tennessee's won 2 in a row at home. Some of these places are hard to play. I know Utah. Utah is crazy, man. Utah's crazy. Utah's a hell of a place to play. But LSU is number 1, right? I would go A&M, LSU. I'm a huge fan of the Swamp. When the Swamp's rocking, dude, that place.
Swamp's awesome.
The Swamp's ridiculous. When Notre Dame goes there, in 30 or 31, it's gonna be.
If the game's played.
Oh, they're gonna play it.
We'll see.
It's gonna be a freaking zoo. See, Mark with glasses, virtual high five. You got it. Utah is a tough place to play. Outson Stadium.
Tougher than Notre Dame?
Utah fan wise, just YouTube it. Utah football crowds, they get hyped.
All right.
They get hyped. Some of these places get hyped.
I would hope so. College football is pretty special. That is why we love it.
It is. So. BYU. There's some fun
Yeah.
spots, but LSU, the old LSU at night is definitely real. But not to be an SEC guy, but let's be real, right? Over half of the 10 hardest places are probably SEC programs.
Yeah, I mean, LSU, Georgia, Bama, Florida, OU. That's 5 of the 10.
Yeah, Clemson's obviously legit.
You got an ACC and then the rest Big Ten. So
yeah.
All right, Tim. Fun show.
Good stuff.
We will be live next Wednesday, I think. Yes. And then no six-pack show last night. Jack Sobel's on vacation. And I had personal stuff going on. So called it last night. And then I will be live tomorrow. I don't know what time yet, TBD, but I'm going to be doing a call-in show. I haven't done one of those in a few months, but I'm going to throw on the ROAC hoodie. I'm going to take your calls, talk about whatever. We'll see how it goes. So that's going to do it for this week's show, folks. If you have not done so yet, please hit the thumbs up on this YouTube video. Subscribe to the Blue and Gold YouTube channel if you are new here. And go to blueandgold.com. If you're a Notre Dame fan, you just need more. I know Notre Dame fan watching this on YouTube. Maybe you're one of those people who watches 8 shows a day, and it still doesn't scratch the itch for you. Blueandgold.com is beyond the place to be. Just go there, blueandgold.com. Read all my content, as well as my coworkers, Tyler Horka, Jack Sobel, and Kyle Kelly. Really appreciate you all for watching. And Tim Hyde's on the board as well. Tim Hyde chimes in as well and usually gets heated or argues with somebody. It's always a good time. I don't read them usually, but it's a good time. Folks, please, again, hit the thumbs up if you have not done so yet. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.